Hi, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can automate your replies on your Facebook and Instagram pages using GHL. So before I show you how I actually set this up in GHL, let me give you a quick tour of my Facebook page automation. Okay, so the first thing that you'll notice is that my first question is asking them if they need help with my Facebook ads, or they just have some questions for me. So this way I would know if they want me to work on their ads, or they just have a quick question that they need me to answer about their Facebook ads. All right. And then after they answer that question, I would ask more questions that would help me understand or know if they are ready for my services, or I can send them some resources that would fix whatever their problems are with their ads. And then once I'm satisfied with their answer, that's the only time that I would send them the link to my calendar where they can book a call with me. All right, this process saves us the time, because when you do a consultation call, sometimes it's the only time that you would know if they are ready or not. But here we can decide if we want to spend 30 minutes talking about their problems, or I can just send them some resources that can help them fix whatever their problems are. That's the reason why I set up this automation. All right, so now let's move forward with how you can set up the same automation for your Facebook and Instagram pages. All right, so once you're here in your GHL account, I want you to click on automation and then create the workflow. I love creating my workflows from scratch, but if you feel like it's easier for you to create this using a template, then you can do so. All right, but for this video, we'll create it from scratch. Okay, so this is where we'll create the workflow. But before you work on it, I highly suggest that you first plan it. Okay, ask yourself, what is your goal? Is it to pre-qualify your leads? Is it to offer a lead magnet? Is it to book an appointment? Or do you want them to check your products or services? Okay, so you have to be clear on your goal, because this will make it easier for you to know what questions you want to ask, how you will structure it, and yeah, basically it makes it a lot easier for you to finish everything. Okay, so for me, my purpose is to pre-qualify my inquiries and to know the reasons for reaching out, which is why I asked them 2 questions, which is, do you need help with my ads, or if you just have some questions for me to answer. Okay, so once you have your plan ready, the next thing that I want you to do is to rename this workflow. Okay, so we want to name it demo. You can see it here. So the first demo that we'll create is for Facebook. We can't create 2 automations in one workflow. It's because we can't select another platform or reply channel in one workflow. We can select 2 channels in one workflow. Okay, if we want to create one for Facebook, then it's just Facebook. If we want to create one for Instagram, then it's just for Instagram. That's why we need to create 2 different workflows. Okay, so it will automatically be saved, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we need to add a trigger. Now your trigger tells GHL where to fire this automation and who to fire it to. Okay, so we want to user behavior for this automation. So click add new trigger and then customer replied. Just type it in. Okay, it is under, okay, I just want to show you what category it is here. Let me just go back. I know it's under events. Okay, customer replied, and then you don't want to change the trigger name, and then select filters, and then click on reply channel, and then we'll select Facebook Messenger because this is for Facebook. And then we're happy with that. Let's say the trigger. So now this automation will only fire for people who message us through our Facebook page. The next thing that we need to do is to identify the action that we want to take after they message us. So click on this button, and then I have this recent actions here. We want to select Facebook Interactive Messenger. So let me show you, because you might feel confused because there are other options here. One is, let me show you, Messenger. This is for Facebook Messenger. And when you click on that, it says sends a Facebook Messenger message to the contact. Contact needs to have previously messaged a connected Facebook page no more than 24 hours before arriving at this event. That's how the Facebook Interactive Messenger works too. So they need to contact you first, but this one you can create different options, unlike with the Facebook Interactive Messenger. Okay, you can only create one message. This can work for you if you just want to ask one question, just so you can reply to them very quickly, and then you can handle them after that. Okay, so you can select that. Feel free to use that if that fits for you. So there's Facebook Interactive. What I'm seeing Instagram. Facebook Interactive Messenger. Okay, and then make sure that you click on reply to DM for the reply type, because the reply to comment via DM is different. The behavior is different. They have to comment on your contents first before this automation will be fired. Okay, this is the setup that they usually use when you, if you notice posts like comment and then there's a word. Let's say for me, I use launch, comment launch, and I'll send you the link via DM. So you can use this is how you can use this setup. Okay, reply to comment via DM. Okay, and then create the message. You have to create a message. So you want to personalize a message. Okay, that's where you'll use the custom values. So click here. I can go fast, sorry. Then click on contact, and you want to use their first name, because I feel like when you use the first name and last name, it feels awkward. So we want to start with a greeting. Okay, hi, contact, first name. I want to cut it here. How can I help? Okay, I'll just use the ones. I'll just use the first questions that I'm using for my automation, so that it's faster for us. And then you have option to add attachments. That's what I really like about this Facebook Interactive Messenger, is because you can do a lot of things. You can add an attachment, you can add buttons, you can do quick replies. The quick replies, it works like an FAQ, like do you do this, and then you can add a quick reply. How much is it? If you're comfortable giving your prices already, then you can do a quick reply, so all their questions can be answered right away, and you can find all the answers in your message. Okay, but for this video we will be using add new button. So first option is I need help with my ads, help with my Facebook ads, and then select conditions. You can either send them the URL to your website, so here's the link, or your landing page for your offers, if you feel like you're ready to send it to them at this stage. Okay, or you can ask them to call you. But for me, what I'll do is perform actions. Okay, then you will see the options later on once we save this action. And then I'll add another button, which is I have some questions. I have some questions. Perform actions. And then for the wait step, unfortunately, the minimum is 1 minute. Okay, we can change that. I want it to be shorter, but we don't have that option. So, yeah, the minimum is 1 minute, and we can change that. So let's save the action. Okay, this is what I mentioned earlier, that there will the options here will show up, the ones that you set up here, and you can create another set of questions based on their answers. So that's how you create your funnels here in your messenger. So one example is, for example, I need help with my Facebook ads, and then just click on, okay, click on this plus button, and then I'll choose again because I want to reply and I want to ask another question. Just make sure that it's reply to DM, and then I will not use a customization again because we just want to continue the conversation. Is this a new campaign? I don't usually ask this, but just for demo purposes, is this a new campaign? Okay, save action. Oops, sorry. We want to add new button, which is yes. Yes, and then perform actions. No. So this is where you can pre-qualify them. Okay, if they say yes, you can just send them like a different message, or no, and then you can either, if they say yes, you can ask them more questions leading to your booking link, or no, then you can disqualify that lead. Okay, that's how I set up mine, but feel free to use a different approach. And then you can see the options again, and then the same process until you reach to the point where you want to send them the link. Okay. And then once you're happy with the flow, just go to settings. I'm sharing this with you so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did during the first week of my automation, because I was testing it for 7 days, for 1 week, to see if I want to touch on any of the settings. Because every time I would create a workflow, I do this for most of, it's a common practice already. Like, I won't touch any of the setting unless it's bothering me, if there's a problem with it. So what I find is that since the target for this funnel or this automation is the top funnel or cold audiences, they're actually warm, but they're in the top funnel, so they need to be warmed up a little bit more. Sometimes they're warm already, but most of them, they would just want to ask, like, they want a quick fix for their Facebook ads. So I turn off allow re-entry because I find it annoying when, for example, they ask me a question and you continue talking to them and it keeps on firing. It's very annoying. Okay, that's why I turned this one off. And then I also turned off allow multiple opportunities because I don't want this to be fired again, because this is for the top funnel. If it is an offer, then I would be okay with that. But since it's not, then I turn it off. Okay. And then I turned on stop on response because sometimes people don't want to go through the flow. Like, they want to stop the automation. Okay. They want to talk to you right away. Like, they want to ask the question. And so I give them that option. Like, if you don't want to follow or to reply to my automation, then that's fine. You can ask your question. and then I can just go back and reply to you once I am ready. I'm also busy with my client work, so sometimes it would take me minutes or hours to get back to them. But the other ones here, I don't touch them. I leave them as is. So let's go back to the automation. Once you're happy, okay, let's just go back. Just click on publish. You can toggle from draft to publish. After you publish it, I suggest that you test it by going to your personal account and messaging your page just to see if it's firing properly before you duplicate it for your Instagram account, because we're going to use the same question, the same flow for Instagram, because that's what I did with my automation. But feel free, if you feel like you want to ask different questions for your Facebook page and Instagram page, then feel free to do so. But for me, I use the same question. Just make sure that it's firing properly. Okay, so we don't want to duplicate this because we're going to select a different channel and that will mess up the flow. So we want to create another workflow, again from scratch. This is for Instagram, and we'll name it demo. Okay, there, demo 2026 IG. Okay, and then we'll add a new trigger. So it's almost the same process. We just have two different options here. So add filters, reply channel will be Instagram. Okay, Instagram DM, and then let's say the trigger, and then click this plus button again, and then click on Instagram interactive messenger. Make sure that it's not reply to comment but reply to DM, and then you can create the workflow again. Okay, contact, first name, so let's start with the greeting first. Okay, how can I help? Basically the same process, but I will not do it again here. It's the same thing. Here you can create well, actually Instagram, I didn't realize that they have different options for Facebook and Instagram, because you see before you have another option here for quick replies, but here you can only choose between buttons and quick replies. Okay, you can have both. You can't have both, but for Facebook you can have both. So yeah, then you can add button. Let me see if there's any difference here now. Same option. They don't have the contact option. Yeah, and Facebook they have. Okay, so perform actions, at least they have the perform actions here, but you can only send them the website. Okay, you can ask them, you can give them your contact details. So yeah, that's the difference. And then once you're happy, you can just save it. I didn't create it exactly the way we created it for Facebook, but I want to show you the difference between Facebook and Instagram. That's probably the reason why they have you need to create two different automations for these two platforms. All right, so again, once you're done, click on publish, but I will not do that because this is for a demo. This is just for demo purposes. So yeah, that's how easy it is to create an automation for your Facebook and Instagram pages using GHL. If you have any questions about this process, or you've encountered problems while following this process, just let me know in the comments and we'll figure it out together. All right, see you in my next video. Bye.